third time Supercross has invaded Anaheim, California. And it's the third sellout. From Madison International Field, it's round 5 of EA Sports Supercross presented by Speed Stick. Hello, everyone. Art Ekman, along with former champion David Bailey. Well, we opened our season here in Anaheim with Ricky Carmichael, the defending champion, falling to the dirt. David Villeman won the first 2 races. He's still our points leader. And, David, it took until round 4 for the defending champion Ricky Carmichael to win one for the Red Boat.
What a relief for Carmichael. And, you know, so much was said about the pressure that McGrath was under. And, in fact, I think I said a lot of that. But Carmichael was under more, I believe, to try to get the title back again this year, the switch to Honda. And he dug himself out of a deep hole. Already had a broken bone in his hand, a mild concussion. But he is back. And I think a lot of the other guys are starting to get intimidated now, knowing that he's on fire. But except for one rider, Travis Pastrana. You can't intimidate him.
Our points leader not only won the first 2 races, he's been on the podium every time.
The 250 rider who is truly hot right now is the only 250 rider with 4 podiums in 4 races. It's points leader David Villeman.
Villeman's got there with a lot of purpose, solid 20-lap efforts, but you know what? I think he's getting a little frustrated. It's Jeremy this, Ricky that, LaRocco this, Travis that, even James Stewart's getting more play than our 250 class points here. So look for Villeman to ride with a little more style, maybe a little aggressive as he tries to hold on to this points lead. Now with the Speed Stick track map, let's go to David Bailey.
Right off the bat tonight, these guys are faced with something brand new. The starting line is elevated about 4.5 or 5 feet. As soon as they get over the starting gate, they drop, throws off their timing. Another new section as they come out of the first corner. These whoops are elevated also. They go up and then back down, throws off the timing. Triple right here as they head into home plate, and another whoop section, another triple. And then we've seen a lot of block passes so far in these corners right here. Look for that.
They're at the gate for our first qualifying heat, featuring Mike LaRocco, Travis Pastrana, Nathan Ramsey on the Honda 4-stroke, Kevin Windham, Michael Byrne from down under, Roncada the Frenchman, along with Fonseca from Costa Rica, Voss Povolny. He's on the Blackfoot Honda out of Canada. And the rest of the starting lineup for our opening heat here in the 250 action. Remember, only 4 advanced directly to the main event. The rest go to the semifinals, David.
There's Travis Pastrana. Talked about him not being intimidated by anyone. I talked to my dad, who's been working with him, and he said Travis is ready for this one. He's ready to win. Doesn't care about his knee. He just wants to win. He's able to block out things so well. LaRocco also riding with an injury. After he cased that triple last week, his right hand is about 75%.
He can barely hold on. As we're set to go for our first qualifying heat. Michael Byrne, number 35. He's been getting good starts, but look at 199 on the Suzuki.
And LaRocco right there.
Oh, this is going to be a good one coming down to the end, isn't it? Travis Pastrana now putting the heat on Byrne.
Gives him a little nudge. He's not messing around, Art.
Personally, I don't see how this young man does it. He just rides right through the pain. Talking with Roger DeCosta earlier today, I asked Roger, have you ever seen such a unique individual? He said, never. It's mind over matter with Travis Pastrana. No matter how bad he hurts, he can focus on the race itself and the adrenaline to win. And then when he gets off the track, he's just the humble Travis Pastrana he is that we talked to. Travis Pastrana having a pretty good battle with Byrne now, number 35.
Travis has got a lot of confidence to be able to go out wide like that. Just let Byrne know, hey, I don't care. You can go ahead, get up next to me. I'm gonna keep the lead. And he's gonna need a little bit more of an edge to be able to do that again. Because Byrne, he got that nudge in that corner of the first lap. He's probably wanting to give Travis one back, but he can only do it if he's close enough.
There's the bubble. Fonseca going to have to battle with his Honda teammate for the final qualifying spot. As number 199 of the Sobe Suzuki is doing a great job out front.
It's Honda's 2nd through 5th.
This guy is just inches away from his very first 250 victory. And he's done very well in his qualifying. He's winning the last 3. So this would be 4 in a row, similar to what James Stewart was doing in the 125s in his qualifying round.
See, Travis likes that outside. He goes out there that time. No threat from Burns. He's pulling away. 54-second lap time at first lap. We'll see if he picks it up. I think he's starting to relax a little bit. He's taking some different lines. He couldn't take that first lap because Byrne was right there.
Michael Byrne, one of the pleasant young riders who's going to also compete in the 125 East, along with his Aussie friend, Chad Reed, who did so well earlier in the 250s, just warming up for the 125. Pretty good race going on right here for 4th, 5th, and 6th. That's Mike LaRocco. Mike's in 3rd, Ramsey in 4th, and Fonseca in 5th, with Kevin Wyndham moving up to 6th.
Wyndham caught this pack. He's trying to do something about it, but all those guys are taking up all the best lines. He's not really sure where to go. Got to be a little bit patient right there, but at the same time know that if he doesn't get around a couple of them, he's going to have to go to the semi.
LaRocco finishing off the podium for the first time this season last week. His 4th place, though, only lost 2 points to the series leader, David Milliman. And that's 5. Number 5, Mike LaRocco, and number 24, Ernesto Fonseca. Ernesto, of course, we've said it many times, but what an accomplishment. He's the only rider ever to win championships in the 125 East and 125 West. Fonseca taking advantage of the 4-stroke of Ramsey.
I'm really impressed with the way Fonseca came into this season. You know, he's the only rider to ever win. It looks like Wyndham's got a shot. Fonseca, the only rider to ever win a 125 East and West championship. Came into this 250 class, never ridden a 250 race before like Travis had last year. He tested in a few of them. So he really had no expectations and no expectations on him. With all the attention in Honda on Carmichael.
Pastrana went down. Byrne, LaRocco, Fonseca, Wyndham, Ramsey, all in front of Travis Pastrana as he tries to get that Suzuki started once again.
Well, the only thing I can think about that you know, on the positive side for Travis is it's his left knee that's injured and he fell in a right-hand turn. So I don't think he re-aggravated that.
Davey, did you get a look at it down trackside?
Yeah, actually, I did. He went off the finish line jumping on that little kicker right after it. He punched into the second one, and his front wheel went up, caught a tuck block, and he just flat fell over.
Yeah, he did the second lap. He got his front wheel up there floating with the top of that berm. It's like ice up there. The dirt just underneath those tuck blocks isn't that solid. He was got a little too close to the edge.
Boy, we got a good 3-way battle going on with Hondas right now. Look at this. Michael Byrne, LaRocco, Fonseca, number 24. And Wyndham is trying to bust through that pack.
I was talking about Fonseca, just to finish up that point, as Travis went down, there was really no expectations on him. All the pressure, the focus being on Carmichael on that team, he was sort of skating along under the radar with no pressure at all. And finishing on the podium in his first ever 250 race, then he had to sit out 2 races, came right back in the team, got the whole shot. He's pretty much been racing up front ever since.
Byrne, LaRocco, Fonseca, Wyndham, the top 4 with Ramsey in 5th. There's Byrne, there's LaRocco, there's Fonseca. Ernesto off to a great start in his first 250 season.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be just inside the top 10 guy, maybe crack inside the top 5 on certain nights when things were going well, but he's exceeded my expectations of him, that's for sure. And Byrne also, what a great, we talked about so much, how much improvement he made from last year to this year.
In the upper right, you see Travis Pastrana in 6th place, trying to get back to 4th before time runs out. There's only there's less than 2 laps to go. The flagman reaching for the white flag next time around.
Fonseca getting around LaRocco.
Oh, Fonseca, who took a 3rd here in the opening round in Anaheim, in his first full season on a 250, is showing that he wants to get back up on that podium here tonight. LaRocco trying to blitz those ropes. Here comes Fonseca. LaRocco obviously having trouble with that very sore wrist.
He is, and he's fighting. No question about it. But I think Fonseca is just, you know, a little bit closer to his ability. 1 lap to go. Fonseca has a chance to win his first ever heat race on a 250.
You see the white flag is out. Final lap underway.
As does Byrne. Rocco's been there before.
Oh, I'd love to hear these guys go through the whoops when they come around once again in a pack like this, battling for that final transfer spot.
That's the part that's really got to be tough for LaRocco, because it's that wrist, you know, and then the hand. It's kind of like what Ricky Carmichael had, but it's LaRocco's throttle hand, not the clutch.
Let's listen right now. Michael Byrne will be the first one through.
You can hear Fonseca barely gave it any throttle at all. Just nice little touch. Kind of a finger roll as he went off the face of that triple to land downside that perfect.
Ramsey's four-stroke just overpowering the microphone. Michael Byrne, the checkers. Well, what an accomplishment for Michael Byrne, who has won 2 semis and then won the last chance qualifier. And look at that, Fonseca. And number 35, Michael Byrne, has done himself proud. The Amsoil Dr. Martin's team comes through once again. Checking out now the leaderboard on this really competitive qualifying. Byrne, Fonseca, Larocco, and Wyndham go on to the main event. Pastrana goes to the semis. Round 5 of EA Sports Supercross is being brought to you by Suzuki, the reigning AMA 125 Eastern Region Supercross and Arena Cross champion. By EA Sports, if it's in the game, it's in the game. And by Honda, the company that defines performance in motorcycles, ATVs, and scooters.
Dear Kurt, how is training camp? Are you getting along with the other boys? This new chunky soup will fill you up right after a fun-filled day. No! New chunky beef rib roast with potatoes is loaded with lean chunks of savory rib roast for a taste of home while you're away. Lights out! I miss you, Pumpkin. Love, Mom.
You all right, Kurt?
Yeah, I'm okay.
New Campbell's Chunky Home-Style Classics.
Like Mom used to make.
Using 1-800-COLLECT, right?
Well, yeah, everyone knows 1-800-COLLECT saves a buck or two.
Smart kid.
Oh, nice save.
Saving is what I'm all about, fool.
1-800-COLLECT. Save a buck or two.
Is your dandruff sending the wrong signals?
Go!
No.
Get Selsun Power. Doctors recommend Selsun Blue. Man, that dude's awesome. Get Selsun Power.
Junior middleweight fight. Kassim Uba versus Michael Lerma. Friday night fights. 9 p.m. Friday on ESPN2.
Welcome back to a packed house at Edison International Field, the 3rd straight sellout here in Anaheim, California for EA Sports Supercross as we take a look at the lineups for our second qualifying heat. And I think we're going from an interesting heat to a fascinating one here with Villeman, Carmichael, and McGrath, not to mention Lusk. Very competitive riders in this one, David.
Well, I get the idea that Lusk and McGrath are going, this is the week. We got to get it straight. Look at that. McGrath and Carmichael side by side. This is what we all thought it was going to be at the start of the season, and here they are. And they've never started on a pad like this where it drops.
That ought to be interesting. We'll check out the start as the 32nd board is now up.
See, Villeman has his twitch.
Now
everybody's got their pre-race ritual.
We're ready to go for our second qualifying heat. Carmichael in great position for the whole shot. He takes it. Sebastian Waugh. Jean-Sebastian Waugh's right in there in second place, number 40. Going down was Jason Wood, number 205. But Jeremy McGrath is right there in second place. Might we have a battle with Carmichael coming up?
Well, we'll find out. And to make it even better, Villeman just got into third around Waugh. And Carmichael had a little trouble in the first practice. Jeremy seemed to think that he won that practice session this afternoon. Carmichael went back out.
Villeman looks like he has a lot more aggressive moves in him now in qualifying than he did in the last couple of races.
Well, he needs to prove to these guys, hey, I'm the points leader. And let me tell you why. Let me show you some speed. McGrath has made a bad choice right there. He lost time on Carmichael and opened the door for Villeman almost.
So the battle for second place is on. Ezra Lusk is in fourth, and the top four qualify. Oh, Carmichael made a mistake.
This is what Jeremy needs to do, pressure Carmichael. I don't think Carmichael, after the second practice session, he went out and kind of squared things up with McGrath. Got the fastest lap, he thought, but it was actually Villeman who had the fastest lap. So all three of these guys are within tenths of a second of each other, and they're all trying to establish a mental edge right now.
Carmichael, McGrath, Villeman, Lusk are top four with Jean-Sebastian Waugh on the bubble. You see the green squares up on the top left of your screen? That means they moved up a lap. Nick Way moving back with the red square.
Now watch what McGrath has to do in this corner. He's going to have to protect the inside because Villeman's coming in. That's not the fastest line. Villeman's going to get a run on him. Not as good as I thought. Villeman blew his chance.
Despite the fact that these guys have almost already qualified, boy, they got a great winning spirit.
Love the track design. You see the difference in lines? Carmichael jumping up onto that plateau. Jeremy riding up on it and jumping off. And he's keeping Villeman back there. He got a little gap. If he can close on Carmichael, that'll mess with Carmichael's confidence just a little bit. I don't think he's worried about Jeremy.
Well, Jeremy's hanging right with Ricky Carmichael and David Villeman in third. They're pulling away from Ezra Lusk a little bit in fourth.
See, another difference in lines right there. Carmichael going wide and tripling that section. Jeremy just going to the inside, double-double. Watch Villeman. Triple. Triple again. Closes on Jeremy, and now Jeremy's got to protect the inside. This next right-hander. And he's losing time. Every time he has to take that inside, he loses time to Carmichael. Seems to be able to get that little bit of the gap that he loses there. He seems to be able to get that back. But it's given Carmichael the opportunity to run whatever line he wants out front. He's starting to inch away now.
Carmichael has won 3 out of the 4 qualifying heats he's been in this year. The only one he didn't win was the second race here at Anaheim, when he had to go to the semifinal round. Jeremy McGrath, number 2, looks a lot more loose on the bike tonight.
Well, I think it's the first week that he really feels like he can race. Get up there and race these guys. All the other ones have been so clouded with all kinds of negative stuff, and I might pump up. Oh, here comes Villeman.
Villeman not quite close enough to make the block pass as they go over with less than 4 laps to go now.
There goes Villeman. He finally got that edge. Well, maybe not. Jeremy's not playing around tonight.
He is fighting for it. McGrath cuts in on the whoops. Villeman takes the wide route.
This is the Jeremy we all thought we were going to see, and the battle we thought we were going to see. Carmichael and Jeremy running 1 and 2.
Davey, we got a great race going on here.
We sure do, and you know, the way Jeremy's having to protect that inside line, what's really hurting him is the fact that it's kind of damp out here. The track is very slick. Every time he almost comes to a stop on the inside, he's spinning to get out of it. If Villeman can get a slingshot that one time, he's going to pass him.
Look at how close McGrath has gotten to Carmichael now, and he doesn't have Villeman on his tail, so you might sense that and know he can go wide. Maybe a better idea.
Almost got the edge on Carmichael. The crowd is going crazy. They're on their feet.
Might have been a better idea to show Carmichael the wheel. Look at this.
Inside McGrath, but Carmichael gets that hop on him.
Jeremy's been jumping into that corner. If he could have somehow steered clear of Carmichael enough to jump that, well, he'd have been all over him. Carmichael got that gap back, and here comes Villeman. What a great race.
Oh, this is the kind of action we expected at the beginning of the year between the defending champion and the former 7-time champion.
And Ezra Lusk back there in 4th going, man, I needed to pick it up in the main event because these guys have just left him now. Look at Ricky, goes wide to triple it. Villeman wasn't able to take that line, so couldn't capitalize on Jeremy that time.
2 laps to go from this fantastic qualifying round. Ricky Carmichael, McGrath, Villeman, and Lusk still in qualifying position. There's Chad Watts, Carmichael's mechanic.
And Skip standing right next to each other. Wonder what goes through those guys' heads when they're standing next to each other. They want to win. It's like they're out there riding that bike.
I would think it'd almost be worth Worse on the mechanics, not being able to have any control after they've prepared the bike.
It's a lot worse. It's like somebody else driving the car too fast. You're in the passenger side going, come on.
Carmichael now with an edge on McGrath. But can he pull up with 2 laps to go? The white flag will be out next time around. Carmichael approaches the finish line jump. He's got the white flag. 1 lap to go.
And they're going to have a couple of lapped riders. That could make things interesting. Carmichael getting that gap back again. They're pretty spread out right now. Ricky getting sideways. Those Hondas hook up. I should say they don't hook up. They're so fast. You got to be a little bit more careful with the throttle. Yamahas, for some reason, that's the one thing those things have always done so well is hook up. And Villeman is so good at finding traction. I don't think he ever even spins the tire.
So now they're pretty spread apart, but in the whoops, McGrath has picked up just a little bit, just as we said it. Villeman, though, a big gap to third now.
Well, Carmichael's got the fastest lap in the race so far, 56 flat. Jeremy at 56.1.
And the checkers for Jeremy McGrath. Ricky Carmichael. McGrath comes across in second. Middle block there. A great race by Jeremy McGrath, though.
I want to point out, as we watch Ricky ride over the stage and talk with Davey, that Travis Pastrana in the first heat had a 54.5, 2 seconds faster than these guys. So the track is, I believe, getting a little bit more slick. Also, Travis is fast enough. He's going to get more track time.
So Ricky Carmichael, finally the pressure is off, winning that first race of the season last week. Tonight's race, very significant as we take a look at the Suzuki leaderboard out of our qualifying heat number 2. Carmichael, McGrath, Villeman, and Lusk get the transfer to the main. The rest on their way to the semifinals. It'll be interesting to see what Ricky Carmichael has to say with our Davey Combs when we return to Anaheim, California.
This is the place where I can build my cabin and get away from it all with a little help from my all-new Suzuki Quadrunner Eiger 400. I didn't spend much, and it's got all the features I need, so I can build my cabin and get away from it all. Get into the great outdoors. Get back to nature. Get back on my Eiger. Get some ice. Get some x-rays and get a contractor.
Now choose reduced financing like 2.95% APR or up to $400 in free accessories.
Can I drive? No. Let me drive.
No way.
Let me drive?
No.
On ESPN, The Block. At 8, Hard Knocks on and off the field. The season behind bars, Part 1. At 9, a special edition of Pardon the Interruption. At 9:30, Sports Century Year in Review 1980. Then at 10, the premiere of Sidelines LA Hoops. The season at 8, PTI at 9, Sports Century 1980 at 9:30, and Sidelines LA Hoops at 10. The Block, Sunday beginning at 8 on ESPN.
This year's resolution, to stay in touch with the compact Presario 5000T PC. It comes with a powerful Intel Pentium 4 processor, a free scanner, and a whopping 512 megabytes of memory. More than enough to scan in all your photos and share them with everyone you'd like. It's just $8.99. So get started on that resolution not to procrastinate. Hurry and call 1-800-331-7390 to get yours now.
If you're going bald, here's good news. Rogaine, Propecia, and the latest advances in hair transplantation can restore your hair. But what's right for you? Now there's a free video that helps you decide. Call toll-free 1-888-900-HAIR for your free video from Medical Hair Restoration, the nation's leading medical group in the treatment of hair loss. That's toll-free 1-888-900-HAIR. Get the video and your hair back.
Upcoming events. We go to Minneapolis, Minnesota on the 16th before heading south to Atlanta, Georgia, and the Georgia Dome. Then it's the Superdome in New Orleans, followed by the Astrodome in Houston. With our qualifying heat winner is Davey Combs.
RC, that was a pretty good ride, and for the first time in a while, you got Jeremy McGrath behind you.
Yeah, he was on my tail the whole time. He got a good start and kind of latched on there at the beginning, and I just rode my own race. You know, he was there, but I tried not to make many mistakes. I made one, actually, and had to regroup and see what I could do from there. But it's coming along slowly but surely. It's going to be a good main event.
Let me ask you about the track. It looks like it's getting slicker out there.
Yeah, it's definitely getting slick. You know, it's really hard pack and blue groove, and it takes a lot of patience, and I think the person who can make the less mistakes tonight will be good.
Good luck in the main.
Thanks a lot.
Our Rider of the Week from EA Sports. Guess who? It's RC. He ended a long losing streak last week, at least a long streak for him. He visited with Jeff Emig.
Ricky, you went 3 races without a win.
Yeah.
How did you handle it?
Oh man,
were you just suicidal during the week?
It makes going riding and stuff. It's not too fun, you know. But I finally got one, you know, under my belt, so I'm happy about that. But you know, as a racer, once you get that feeling, you want it over and over and over. So
you taste the blood.
You taste victory, and now you want it every time now.
Do they talk a lot about blood here, being on Honda, red Honda, blood red Honda? Do they?
Not really. They like to win, though. That's for sure, yeah. But everybody does, I think. Definitely glad to get one under my belt, for sure. It's been a while, and I think my first race, you know, this season, I took a couple steps backwards. So hopefully I'm back to where I was before I crashed.
Do you think the championship was gone out of contention? Do you think that now?
Well, it's going to be hard, definitely. I think I have what it takes. I need to, you know, get on a win streak, you know, unless my competitors have a bad race, which I don't hope that on anybody. A break would be nice, but I'm not dependent on anyone to have a bad race. So, you know, I'm making it tough on my way, you know, not dependent on a break and dependent on the other guys to be good every weekend. So I think I have what it takes to get a streak. If I can get a streak going, I believe that, you know, I can win this title, but it's going to take nothing less than that. And when I did crash, it definitely kind of disappoints you, because you as a racer knows that we work to win the championship, and if you can't win the championship, then for me, there's no sense in being out there.
On our Honda flashback today, it's worth revisiting Anaheim Round 5 last year. It was the passing of the torch between the sport's greatest ever and the sport's greatest last year. For number 4, Ricky Carmichael, his first of 14 victories on the season. Disneyland, just down the road from Edison International Field. Not far for tonight's winners to visit. We'll be right back with the action in a moment.
Rated E for everyone.
Give your two-stroke engine a trouble-free long life with Lucas 2-Cycle High-Performance Racing Oil. This unique formulation meets the needs of high-performance engines. It burns smoke-free, reduces carbon buildup, prevents spark plug fouling and piston burning. Designed for any oil injection system or premix up to 50-to-1. When performance is a must, use Lucas Semi-Synthetic 2-Cycle Racing Oil. Lucas Oil. Keep that engine alive.
Yo, Terry.
What is it, Alf?
This buffet has no worms. It's uncivilized.
Well, then try something else.
Oh, hey.
Not my dollar, you overgrown throw rug.
I thought a dollar had no value.
Well, it does if you dial 10-10-220.
All calls up to 20 minutes are 99 cents. Get out of town.
Yeah,
and 7 cents a minute after 20. All right, no dollars. Got any cats?
No. Furball.
Jealous?
Dial 10-10-220.
Good hustle, Buzzo. Roll the film.
The Huskies battle St. John's. Then Queens Tigers take on Baylor. UConn St. John's at 7. Missouri Baylor at 9. Tonight on ESPN.
ESPN's The Season brings you sports from a different angle.
You're killing us!
Now follow football on the inside during a season in prison.
They think you're a criminal. Make them believe you're a criminal.
The Season, Behind Bars, 8 p.m. Sunday, part of The Block on ESPN.
Our Suzuki big moment. It came from qualifying. The young man from down under, number 35, Michael Byrne, his greatest Supercross performance in his second year of 250 action. And our semifinal rounds for the top 5 making to the main event. Roncada beat Pastrana, Nathan Ramsey, Pavoni, and Voss getting into the main event along with Sebastian Waugh, Way, Clark, Huffman, and Bear. Our Nissan last chance qualifier fulfilling the last 2 gates. Kyle Lewis of Moto XXX and Isaiah Johnson. The Suzuki starting grid now before this packed house here in Anaheim. Ricky Carmichael trying to get back in the points chase. Michael Byrne, his greatest qualifying effort. A more aggressive Jeremy McGrath. Ernesto Fonseca is really showing us he belongs in the 250s. The points leader, Villeman, Larocco on the extreme inside as we look to the back of Carmichael. It's not quite sideways yet, the 32nd board, as you see Villeman right next to Carmichael. They like the inside. Number 199, Travis Pastrana. It's sideways. We're set to go from the main event from Anaheim, California. Jeremy McGrath with a great start. He gets the parade hole shot. He looks so much more aggressive in qualifying. Now can he pull away in his accustomed form of years past?
And he's got a little bit of help. Sebastian Waugh back there in second place, not capable of running the pace of McGrath.
And Roncada is in front of Pastrana as well. The fans love it. Jeremy McGrath back out in front. Pastrana in third behind Roncada.
Now Pastrana and Roncada in their semi turned 54-second lap times. 2 seconds faster than anybody else so far tonight. They might be all over McGrath. If they do, it's going to be tough for him to break away.
Oh, it sets the scene for a great finish, doesn't it?
Yeah, if Jeremy can get a little bit he can get a little bit of a gap. He'll be able to take the line he wants. He should be able to pull away and relax for a change, but Roncada's already starting to gain on him. They pulled away from Pastrana already.
There's Carmichael number 4, Sebastian Waugh. And then Mike Larocco with that bad wrist is in good position to contend if he can keep up now with his tremendous pace. Travis Pastrana in third.
Unbelievable pace that Travis has been able to ride. And you can see Carmichael has already worked his way into fourth. He got a lousy start, and he made the best of that first lap. He's in contention.
McGrath is keeping a good pace out front. Roncada quite can't catch up. And Travis Pastrana is not able to catch up with those 2 out front.
I've talked about McGrath maybe too much, explaining all the nerves and the whole thing, but, you know, you watch Michael Jordan miss maybe the first 10, 12 shots of the game, and you just don't give up on the guy. He figures out a way to win. And I had a feeling that somewhere along the line, within a few weeks, Jeremy was going to get back to his ways. Looks like he's found that pace and that relaxation and the flow that we've seen so many times here at Anaheim. 8 times, as a matter of fact, 2 on a 125.
It's his longest drought. When he comes through these whoops, the fans on that side just go bananas. And he picks up a lot of room now on Roncada coming through those whoops. His last win came at Anaheim here more than a year ago.
Now, he almost won all 3 rounds last year.
That's right. Carmichael had to come from behind, didn't he?
Yeah, he won the first 2, and then Carmichael stunned everyone, including McGrath. That was really the turning point. Carmichael got in Jeremy's head, and Jeremy didn't really have an answer for it, and that was the season right there.
One thing about the main event, though, it's 20 laps long, and you got to go through a lot of punishment and endure quite a bit to stay in the top position.
It is unbelievable, Art, the gap from, Travis Pastrana has gone down just behind McGrath, so Carmichael moves into third.
A break for Carmichael.
There he is, front end washed out. We've seen that so many times tonight.
This track is really slippery. You got to watch yourself on it, as Ricky Carmichael now in third is trying to catch up. to Roncada. There's our leader, number 2. On the Bud Light Yamaha, Jeremy McGrath. There's his mechanic, Skip Norfolk, ready to put the board out. The green box on the riders means they've advanced a lap on the last lap.
Wish I could see what that board said, but Skip was telling me, he goes, you watch, Jeremy's going to be a different rider tomorrow night.
McGrath fishtail, but he's still in front.
Introducing the tough new crew cab long bed. It's the next frontier.
Akasha, mother of all vampires. If looks can kill, she will leave you cold. Aaliyah, Stuart Townsend. Anne Rice's Queen of the Damned. Rated R. Starts February 22nd.
Fear me.
What's the secret to success? Hard work, desire, and a phone. Right now, you can get 8 weeks of the Wall Street Journal for just 38 cents a day. That's over 60% off the cover price. Just call 800-626-2900. That's 800-626-2900 for the Wall Street Journal.
Want to ride like Danny Cass? Now you can. All the realism of the Winter X Games, stunning new arcade levels, big tricks, and 13 pro riders. Play ESPN Winter X Games Snowboarding 2002. Rated T for Teen. From Konami.
They're the league's rising young guns. Can they handle life in the NBA's fast lane?
I'm not made for this sitting on the bench stuff.
Sidelines, LA Hoops, presented by Gatorade. Premieres 10 p.m. Eastern Sunday. Part of the block on ESPN.
Our leader here at Anaheim in round 5 is Jeremy McGrath, looking for his first win on the season. Last year, in the 3rd round here at Anaheim, he got the whole shot. Ricky Carmichael started 9th. Carmichael, I don't think, was that far back at the beginning this time. But Carmichael, by the halfway mark, moved into 2nd and took the lead away from Jeremy with 4 laps to go, winning by 2.77 seconds. McGrath is going to try to prevent that from happening here and gain his first victory in the 3 races this year at Anaheim.
And here's what I can see developing is Jeremy is starting to feel a little bit of heat from Roncada. He wasn't able to get away from him. You can see Ricky already into the picture. Now what's going to happen, he's going to tighten the screws. These guys are going to have to ride a little bit on the edge. Jeremy is so skilled on the slick surface. And you've seen all night, anybody that tries to push it a little bit too hard to make up time is making big mistakes and going down. That could happen to the guys that are trying to catch this guy.
This has been his most disappointing start on a season in his career for the 7-time champion. We asked McGrath about his goals from now on.
My goal is now to just stay steady, go for the start, ride as hard as I can, and I feel like this weekend's probably the first weekend I can actually race. You know, the other 3 weekends or 4 weekends, it's kind of been a little bit of a survival thing, and I feel that this week will actually be the first time I can go out and race for the lead and actually race for the win.
McGrath has a 4-second lead on Carmichael, who's in 3rd place right now. And that's number 21 on the Kawasaki, Stefan Roncada, his best performance today.
Now, Stefan, talked to him a little bit yesterday. He seemed confident. He's designing his own riding gear now. And he seems to be having a little bit more fun. And he was really aggressive last week. A couple guys not too happy about it, and he was questioning on it. He goes, I don't care about these guys. I'm out here to do my best, and if they're unhappy about it, too bad.
Go on, look at that shot. They're grouping up, Davey Coach.
Well, I tell you what, Art, as long as Roncada remains in 2nd, I think with every lap, Jeremy's confidence is coming back to him. And I think Carmichael's starting to sense that. Keep an eye on Carmichael. By the time the race is halfway over, I have a feeling he's going to either have to pass Roncada or forget about McGrath.
There you see lap 8 of 20 laps of our main event from Anaheim.
Unbelievable the gap these guys now have over Wyndham, who's putting in a solid ride in fourth.
A rough start on the season for Ron Cotta, battling minor injuries. Average worse than a 10th place finish. And he's in a battle right now with number 4, Ricky Carmichael. Carmichael draws the cheers of the fans. Carmichael looks back. Ron Cotta trying to get the jump, but a beautiful move inside by Carmichael.
Now, he knew what Ron Cotta was up to. He was going to try to block him, and he covered it perfect. It's too slippery for all that block pass and stuff. I thought Ron Cotta was going to get in there and mess with Ricky a little bit, make him mess. There he goes again.
He did. He got in there. He's battling it, but he stayed away from the contact.
So here we go. Carmichael catching Jeremy just like a year ago.
Almost halfway through the race. Check out the battle for 4th place. Our points leader, Villeman, behind the second points leader, Mike LaRocco.
LaRocco doing an amazing job. The way he lined up all the way on the inside kind of indicated to me he's just trying to play it safe tonight, stay out of trouble, get some points. His wife kind of indicated to me that his hand's really only about 75%. When you got a guy like Villeman, who's been as strong as he has, leading the points still, full of confidence, man, it's amazing he's able to hold him off right now.
He'd pick up 2 points if he stayed in front of Villeman in that points race. But the guys out front, they're going to pick up a lot more, especially Ricky Carmichael, who's very serious about getting back into the points race.
Such a difference in lines, too, by both Jeremy and Ricky. Jeremy can feel this right now. Watch what Ricky does at the end of this loop section. He's going to go wide.
Ricky Carmichael! Ron Cotta is not out of it in 3rd yet.
I think Jeremy got a little rattled the same way he did last week in the lead. He could feel it. The crowd got so loud, he just lost his focus and gave it away.
He led the first 5 laps last week, and we went to 9 laps in the lead this week, I should say, with Carmichael taking over the lead on lap 10.
Now Jeremy's got to be a little bit concerned with leaving the door open with Ron Cotta back there, because he's going to stick a wheel in everywhere he can.
And Ron Cotta, who hasn't had better than a 7th place so far this year, is anxious to move up on that podium. I still like the way the former 7-time champion came firing back aggressively, both in qualifying and in opening this race. Let's go to Davey.
Hey, checking out down the infield. I ran into Ben Stewart. Ben, how do you like Supercross so far?
It's pretty exciting. It's my first time ever. So I just want one of those headsets.
They make me wear. Do you have a favorite rider yet?
Well, I just know the big guys like Jeremy McGrath. That guy James Stewart. He seems pretty cool. 16. Yeah, it seems like he's kind of the interesting hot new thing, right?
He's very good.
I know nothing about.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you ever have any idea that Anaheim Stadium would be packed like this with motocross fans?
Well, my buddy Vince Vaughn brought me down here because he's a big Supercross fan. So he said it's like a crazy thing. You got to go down, the energy, the excitement. And it's really exciting because when you're up there, obviously it looks pretty cool too. But when you're down here and you see how high these guys are getting, and I mean that just literally high, because I know there's, I know everything's on the up and up in terms of that. No, it's fun. It's really fun.
All right, well, thanks for coming out and enjoy the races.
It's fun for me, actually, just to get on ESPN, because there's no way in hell I'd ever be on ESPN other than this right now.
I saw on HBO just the other night. But the expected father is going to become a Supercross fan after this race. Ron Cotta is going at it with Jeremy McGrath for 2nd place. Bar to bar they go!
You know what? McGrath is going to let this kid have it. That's just ridiculous. I understand getting in there showing a wheel, but Ron Cotta is just annoying, you know? And that's what these guys were not happy with. If Jeremy doesn't go right back in there and park him and put him over those tough blocks, I'd be surprised. He's got to get close. But, geez, too much block passing. They're letting Carmichael just have it.
Carmichael looking for his 2nd win in a row. He came into this event 30 points behind Villeman. Villeman is in 6th.
Now what these guys got to be concerned about is LaRocco, like always, is starting to gain on these guys. In fourth, he's holding off Ramsey and Villeman over a great battle behind him, but he's starting to catch Jeremy because of that.
So the brilliance of the defending champion, number 4, Ricky Carmichael, has shown once again in the 3rd round here at Anaheim, which is the 5th round of our season. It's Carmichael, Roncada, McGrath looking for a podium.
What is the scent of an avalanche? Smell this.
Avalanche, a refreshing new scent from Speed Stick.
Cool.
Inspired by the power of nature. Protection that smells good.
How does lightning smell? Smell this.
Lightning, an intense new scent from Speed Stick.
Nice.
Inspired by the power of nature. Protection that smells good.
Unscripted with Chris Connolly.
We weren't trying to run up the score.
Do you feel you were dealt appropriately by Pat Riley?
I felt that I should have ended my career there. Baseball will continue to have mega problems.
Unscripted with Chris Connolly, 5 p.m. weekdays on ESPN.
A special NHL rules telecast. Guerin, Thornton, and the Big Bad Bruins battle Sakic, Waugh, and the surging Avalanche. Sharpen your hockey know-how. ESPN breaks down the game. Bruins at Avalanche, 8 Eastern Monday on ESPN2.
The bow. Resistance becomes strength. Becomes power. The power to change and reshape your entire body. This is Bowflex, an entire gem-in-one easy-to-use machine. So powerful, it delivers over 60 health club quality exercises with up to 410 pounds of resistance in any room in your home. Strength training with Bowflex is so effective that we guarantee you'll get the results you want in 6 weeks or less. One simple workout. 20 minutes a day, 3 days a week. Bowflex is real. The results are real. And you can own one with no money down and payments as low as $33 per month. Call right now for a free video and brochure. Bowflex, the power is yours.
We're back in Anaheim. There's the leader, Ricky Carmichael, going through the lappers with ease. He got a bad start. He had a great battle. And he waited through Roncada and McGrath to take the lead. But look at it now. A 5-second lead on Stefan Roncada in second place.
Yeah, this whole weekend, you can see, first of all, Villeman got around the battle with LaRocco and Ramsey, which is riding brilliant lately. And he's starting to gain on McGrath a little bit. So McGrath's podium spot is not solid. See Villeman look over to see where Jeremy is gaining.
And of course, to the points leader, it is vital that he go back up on that podium.
And he's still not off the hook with LaRocco and Ramsey. It's a tight battle right behind him.
Carmichael, Roncada, McGrath, Villeman, LaRocco, and Ramsey, the order. That's your battle for fourth.
All weekend long, though, Friday practice, and today, everyone, if you ask, 20 people, 18 of them would have said Carmichael's going to win this. He's back. Travis will win it if he doesn't crash. Nobody talked about Roncada or Jeremy.
Travis in 7th. He was the fastest lap in qualifying and practice. But he couldn't hold it together and got a poorer qualifying position. Here's Jeremy.
Now he's limping a little bit right now. He's got Villeman all over him. Villeman's catching him pretty fast, so the way he's caught him, he should be able to slice through. Jeremy has really struggled in that whoop section. The last 2 laps, he's been off the bike a little bit, swapping back and forth. That's also where he made the mistake to let Carmichael around. I think he's just trying to be careful right now.
He's losing to Carmichael, as you see the Honda stopwatch there, by about 1/10 of a second. Villeman is now hounding Jeremy McGrath.
Well, he's got to get it together. He had a chance to really build some confidence here, and if he has these guys ride up through him, it's going to be pretty much the same as last week. Because here comes LaRocco and Ramsey.
Less than 4 laps to go.
He's got to really dig deep right here to stay on the podium and have a little confidence before they head back east.
We head to Indianapolis next, then Minneapolis. Don't forget Las Vegas. Live pay-per-view once again for the finale. Philliman is so good through the whoops. Into the triple. McGrath doesn't give ground, but Philliman accelerates better out of the corner.
I don't think Jeremy's, like he talked about in his interview there, just kind of surviving this right now. He's not able to really race for it. I don't know why. But he had an opportunity to say, the heck with Philliman coming around me on the out. Jeremy had the line, but he couldn't really do anything about it. That just indicates to me that he's a little tight or nervous or whatever it is. It's been happening to him this whole series.
Philliman on way to his 4th consecutive podium. But LaRocco just can't afford to lose too many points to him. He's got to get by McGrath. LaRocco, they didn't touch. They almost did. As we take a look at our leader in the upper right there, Ricky Carmichael, a 4.5-second lead. So the other riders are starting to pick up a little bit. Less than 3 laps to go, however. Philliman, little fishtail, but he is so good through the whoops.
Now he's like Travis, so much taller. Just let that bike float underneath him, and he goes in so fast. But if he does get a little bit out of shape, by the time the bike gets swapped sideways, he's already finished with the whoop section.
LaRocco. I think he made the move on McGrath. There's Philliman. There's LaRocco. So LaRocco now moves up to 4th place behind Philliman.
And Ramsey, I don't know what happened to this kid, man. He is just confidence.com over there, and he's getting around McGrath right now.
Ramsey on the 4-stroke. Well, both Ramsey and Fonseca, as far as I'm concerned, are proving here in the early going this year that they belong in the 250s after a much heralded 125 career.
And Ramsey making an adjustment to that 450. So powerful, and I think it's helping him. You know, we talk about how well the 4-strokes hook up on slippery surface, but I don't really think it matters that much. I mean, it's helping him here, but as soon as he gets back east in that mushy, rutted soil, I think he's going to do just as well. Full of confidence and running the pace of the guys out front.
Our cameras are picking up the great 4-stroke sound down there. 1 lap to go. The white flag has been flying for our leaders. So Ricky Carmichael, who last week in Phoenix got his historic win, his first win for Team Honda, his new ride, is looking for 2 in a row. And remember, we kept saying, look out, because Phoenix is where he started the 13 straight wins last year.
Now here we go. He's full of confidence now. I think the only guy that he really doesn't have completely beaten in the mind is Travis Pastrana, but Travis just can't stay up tonight. Well, everyone said they go, he's going to probably win this thing if he can stay up. He had a chance. He blew it.
The defending champion takes the checkers for the 2nd straight time.
Philliman was really close to Roncada in 3rd. What a ride for him.
David Philliman coming through, the points leader.
Still making all the podiums. Look at Ricky. He's so happy. He's talking to Jeff Stanton right there, who's helped out all these Honda riders for so long. Won 3 Supercross championships himself.
A great champion, Jeff Stanton, and a great young champion, Ricky Carmichael. The Honda results page. Let's check it out, the official standings. Carmichael, Roncada, and Philliman on the podium. Roncada's first podium of the season, with LaRocco finishing in 4th, Ramsey, McGrath in 6th, and Pastrana in 7th. We'll hear from our winner, number 4, Ricky Carmichael, when we return to Anaheim, California.
There's never been a better time to hit the trails because it's Suzuki Fest time. Let us reward you when you buy a new Suzuki Quadrunner ATV. Suzuki Fest rewards as low as 2.95% APR financing available on selected Quadrunner models, like the Vincent 500 and so many more at great rates too. Or how about up to $400 in your choice of free accessories? Virtually anything you want. Our deals have never been this good, but you have to get down to Suzuki Fest soon. Then go hit the trails.
Is your dandruff sending the wrong signals?
Go! Go!
No. Get Selsun Power. Doctors recommend Selsun Blue.
Man, that dude's awesome.
Get Selsun Power.
Using 1-800-COLLECT, right?
Well, yeah, everyone knows 1-800-COLLECT saves $1 or $2.
Smart kid.
Oh, nice save.
Saving is what I'm all about, fool. 1-800-COLLECT. Save $1 or $2.
This year's resolution, to stay in touch with the compact Presario 5000T PC. It comes with a powerful Intel Pentium 4 processor, a free scanner, and a whopping 512 megabytes of memory. More than enough to scan in all your photos and share them with everyone you'd like. It's just $8.99. So get started on that resolution not to procrastinate. Hurry and call 1-800-331-7390 to get yours now.
Pardon the interruption. 5:30 weekdays on ESPN. Again at 7 on ESPN2.
Round 5 of EA Sports Supercross has been brought to you by Suzuki, the reigning AMA 125 Eastern Region Supercross and Arena Cross champion. Speed Stick, power of nature for protection that smells good. And by Honda, the company that defines performance in motorcycles, ATVs, and scooters. Before we left you, we saw Jeff Stanton congratulate Rick Carmichael on his victory. Well, Ricky tied Stanton and Mark Barnett, 17th on the all-time list. He's with Davey.
RC, looks like you're rolling again, just like last year. You get a win in Phoenix, you come back to Anaheim, straight up battle with McGrath, you beat him again.
I tell you, man, it feels awesome, Davey. Man, it's to come back where I knocked myself out and hurt my hand to win. Man, that was awesome. I got a so-so start and rode smooth and started clicking away great last. I'm so happy.
Looking further ahead, David Villeman, he got third once again on the podium. That's 5 straight. But you got 5 points on him. You need to get more points on that guy.
Yeah, it's a 25-point lead now, and I need to start chipping away, and hopefully Jeremy and those guys can get up there and work to my advantage. But it's going good, and man, I need to keep putting away these wins if there's any hope for a title, but I'm so happy I'm just getting these wins.
Nice ride.
Thanks. So Honda was working good. Dunlop tires were hooking up. Fox, Oakley, Mom and Dad, trainer Eldon Baker, and all my fans, thank you very much.
Taking a look at the Honda point sheet, Villeman picks up some points on Larocco, but look out. The big guy RC is coming from behind, David.
Well, judging from his reaction, it shows that he really wasn't that sure of himself coming in here, but now that he's got this win under his belt, he's a lot more solid, back in the driver's seat. And if he keeps picking up 5 points at a time, by around Daytona, he should be looking at the points lead.
Let's go back to Davey.
Stefan, congratulations, your first 250 podium.
It feels great. You know, I've been working really hard at it, and it finally came through, so wow, happy to be up here.
And you're joined by another Frenchman right over here, David Villeman, our series points leader. David, I know you keep holding your side. Are you all right?
Yeah, I held my ribs this week and got an X-ray, but nothing's broken. But you know, it was kind of sore today, and I put a gel to warm them up before the race, and now it's like burning so bad. So that's why I tried to cool them down. And you know, I got a really bad start, and I was around 10, and you know, I worked my way up and had a tough time with Larocco a little bit, and he finally made a mistake, and I could go around him. And no, I felt great. I feel very strong, and I just need to start now.
Ricky Carmichael, a great win. Our next ESPN2 telecast will be from Indianapolis, a noonday on the Eastern time zone, with the 125s following up right behind. Art Ekman, David Bailey, and Davey Coombs, thanking you for being with us. Coming up next, EA Sports Supercross, the 125 from Anaheim. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more information, log on to ESPN.com. The fans and the riders have gathered looking forward to round 5 of EA Sports Supercross. It's our 3rd event in Anaheim, and the first 2 are worth a second look. Anaheim, round 1. A very surprised Travis Preston took the checkers with an untried James Stewart finishing 2nd. 2 weeks later, it's back to Anaheim for round 3, and Stewart finished 2nd again, but this time bringing a win with him from round 2. And with a win last week in Phoenix, James Stewart is packing the 120.